I'm gonna cut. No, that's staying in. Hey guys, Jamie here from Start Riot, and I am here with Drew and Brandon from Single Mothers. Guys, welcome to Manchester. How's it going?
Thank you. Very well.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
It's cold in Manchester. Colder than Canada.
Did you guys have pie before? I saw on your Instagram story.
No, that sign was really funny. Yeah, pie, like an entire club dedicated to meat pies. Yeah.
I think there's like 3 in Manchester.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there's a 4 Greg's in, like, I walked for a block and there's 4 Greg's here. I love Greg. I haven't gone to Greg's yet for some reason, but
It's great.
I'm gonna go after this. Probably get a sausage roll.
Did you see the Christmas like calendar thing they did?
No, not yet. I will. I'm sure.
It was no, they've pulled it because it was a nativity scene, but it was a sausage roll instead of Jesus.
That's what you were. Yeah. Okay. That's
That's
somebody was telling me about it the other day. Yeah, that's amazing. That's good.
But your second album, Our Pleasure, just came out this year. That's why you're back in the UK.
Yeah.
Great album, one of my albums of the year for sure, definitely. How has it been different, both recording and release from Negative Qualities?
Brandon.
Both in recording and release?
recording and release.
Release, I would say it's the same. Recording, it was a slightly different lineup. We had Justice on guitar, who used to play in the original, like even before I was in the band, 6 years ago or whatever, who recorded on the original EP. And yeah, it was just like we started writing songs like 3 or 4 months before recording, had them pretty dialed in, and then went into the studio. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, for release-wise, we teamed up with Big Scary Monsters over here, they've been great. And we didn't have a UK label for Negative Qualities, so I was really excited that we got to work together and figure some stuff out, because they're a great label. So
Definitely.
Yeah.
When you guys signed, I was like, yeah, that makes total sense. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why that didn't happen before.
their roster is amazing.
Yeah.
Like everybody, I like every band on there, so yeah, I'm pretty stoked.
And you're playing with another Big Scary Monsters band, Cassell's, on tour with
the
you?
Cells are great, and Lady Bird have been playing a bunch of shows on this tour. They're both bands are really fantastic, and I'm looking forward to seeing what comes of their careers or whatever.
Yeah.
'Cause they're
It's a
fantastic.
great lineup. I'm so stoked to see it. And in the studio as well, you had Wade McNeil of Alexis on Fire in the studio with you. How was that? Did he contribute some of his incredible music talent to the project?
He did. He's kind of all-knowing when it comes to music, and but he helped a lot with, I feel like, some guitar tones and stuff like that, guitar sounds, and yeah, he had his own input into shortening parts, lengthening parts, whatever, that kind of stuff.
He's got a great instinct for hooks, and that comes out in Alexis on Fire stuff. Like Alexis on Fire is one of those bands that fit on the radio because they're so hooky and stuff. And like, it was great working with him and just having someone else's opinion there. He thought of a lot of things that like I know I never would have thought of like while we're in the studio. So it was pretty cool having him. Yeah, he's a really nice guy too. Pretty funny.
He's funny.
He's very funny. He's super funny. Yeah.
I would say that's possibly one of the main differences between Negative Qualities and Our Pleasure. Like, there are quite a lot of hooks, especially on songs like Leash and People Are Pets. Like, you sing quite a lot on the album as well, which was a rarity before. It's really good. Do you think that was Wade's input? Do you think it was your input? Do you think it was a bit of both?
I think like we had written a bunch of songs, and we put out a few EPs like before Our Pleasure where I kind of sang on a little bit, and like yeah, it was a little bit of both for sure. Yeah, I just wanted. We did like 17 songs in that session, and some of them I just sang on, and some of them like I yelled more. Like on Well Wisher, I yell a lot, and then on like Leash, I sing a bit. So I was just trying out different things, and I like it. It works.
Yeah, it's definitely a nice balance. Yeah, I think the lyrics kind of follow a similar trend to the older albums, like kind of self-awareness and a bit of cynicism as well. I love the lyric. I love the old shit, whatever happened to Single Mothers.
Oh,
Do you think have you come across that attitude quite a lot in your career?
Not as much as I thought. I was, not a little bit maybe. I don't know, not too much. Maybe. I don't know. Nobody says anything to my face, so I don't know.
All Facebook comments.
Yeah. I mean, I love the old shit, but I love the new shit as well, so
Thanks,
it's fine.
yeah. I like the new album.
Yeah, it's sick. It's really, honestly, it's a really good album. Like you were saying, Well Wishes, like really heavy. Like A-OK is really heavy as well, and that's like harking back to the older stuff. And then songs like Leash. When you released the video for that, I actually went back to the album. I was like, yeah, this album's so good.
Oh, yeah. The videos was
My
like the
favorite
funnest
video
video
ever
to
of
make.
any band.
It's a load of dogs.
Those
Dogs
are-
make
yeah.
dogs make music videos.
The Big Poodle is our friend, Brad and Jenny's. They own a record store called Into the Abyss in Hamilton, Ontario, if you're ever in there. But Jenny grooms dogs, or she was grooming dogs for a long time, so a lot of those dogs are all friends that we just were able to bring to the park, and they're so much fun just watching them run around. Like, love those dogs.
That's awesome. Do you think the kind of lyrics, like the negativity, do you think that and the band, like musically, is kind of an outlet for like maybe the negative side of your personalities? Because we did a Skype chat that before, which has gone out on Thank Punk It's Friday, and like now meeting you guys, you seem like lovely Canadian boys. But the music, if you just judge you guys off music, people might think otherwise. Do you think it is an outlet?
Yeah, like I think Single Mothers is just Single Mothers, and like I write Single Mother songs for Single Mother songs. Like that's a particular vein, and that's kind of like the band, and it just that's just what Single Mothers kind of does. And I write songs for other stuff that aren't negative, but I guess for a facet of a certain part of an exaggerated aspect of myself, I put into this band, and like I guess I have from day one. It's just it's not all encompassing, but it's they come from a certain angle for sure. Yeah.
And are you still doing solo stuff? Because you released something on No Sleep, right?
I put out some stuff on No Sleep, and I just actually finished tracking a solo record right before this tour, so it's gonna come out sometime this year. I'm not sure when.
Nice.
But yeah, it's just like it's fun to do. I like to keep busy.
Do you know what? One of the things I do miss from Negative Qualities, Brandy, you don't do as much like double tapping. The it's on so many songs in Negative Qualities. I love it. Like it's just like it's you're ready to get going.
The drums even though we did like so much preparation with me coming into Negative Qualities was weird because most of the songs were kind of already, for the most part, written, I would say. And then I just came in and did whatever. Like it felt very last minute and rushed, and I just like drummed along. And then Our Pleasure, even though we worked on it for so long, not for so long, but we wrote those songs in advance. Yeah. When it came to the studio, it still felt. We made so many last minute changes and stuff that it still felt very rushed, and it was still turned out to be the exact same thing. Yeah. Which was just like winging it, not totally winging it, but. I don't know, more than I expected to. Yeah. But yeah, I didn't purposely change my style. I just kind of wrote to the music, and it's just what worked for me. Yeah.
Still good.
Yeah.
I really like that feature.
I like all your drums, no matter if they start and stop or go forever.
That's nice. That's quite wholesome.
He's my favorite drummer. Anywhere on earth, he's my favorite drummer.
He's in Single Mothers.
Yeah,
Nice.
he's my favorite drummer right now.
Yeah. Are you? Have you got like a consistent lineup now?
No, not really. not because like out of any sort of, it's just there never is. Like Single Mothers, there's just there's so many it's like there's not a negative connotation to it. It's like more of like a friendly, like okay, who wants to do it? Like
right,
who's around and wants to tour. I'm really lucky to have a lot of very talented friends that have come in and out of the band, and it's an open door. It's kind of like just a revolving door thing where if Justice wasn't in school, I'm sure he'd be here right now, but he's in school. And if Ross wasn't touring with the Dirty Nil, like he'd be here. It's just like when there's time and people are in a position, like we're all kind of getting older and people are getting real lives and getting married and going back to school. To keep the band on the road and going, we just have a bunch of friends, and whoever's available is more than welcome to come. And it's not like a you're out of the band thing. It's like just okay, if you want to do it and we can put you on the paperwork, let's do it. Like everybody pretty much has been in. There's always overlapping. It's not like there's a new lineup on every single tour. It's like there's usually one or two people that just like maybe have been whatever. Yeah. It's good though. I like it. It keeps it fresh.
Do you think coming from a really good scene like the Ontario scene kind of helps that you've got that pool of musicians to draw from? And there's so many great bands as well coming from there.
Yeah, definitely. Like we wouldn't be able to do like this tour, for instance, if it wasn't for connections and pulls and like knowing Riley, who's playing bass on this tour and who played bass on the last tour and who will be probably playing bass on the next tour, has been in bands that we've played with before, and like we all know each other, and everybody kind of has grown up either in Welland or Toronto or in that southwestern Ontario scene. So yeah, it's super great. I wholeheartedly believe in the pool of, it's more of a community. It's tacky to call it like it's a community of friends, but that's what it is really. It's like a bunch of people that have added and contributed to Single Mothers over the years. So yeah, it's more of a family.
It's a lot like running a restaurant where you would never have just as many staff as you need. You would always have a few extra in case someone calls in sick or whatever. Yeah.
That's a good analogy.
It's not just a drummer. Actually, we were talking earlier about how drummers are the smartest members of the bands.
Yeah, but then I couldn't remember words.
But then I just like mumbled on for 10 minutes on how I love everyone that's ever been in the band. So.
The drummer in my band is not the smartest member. I'm sorry, Matt.
Probably doesn't watch your show anyways.
Probably not. Almost. I mean, no one does. So you guys just came off a tour with Touche Amore in America and Gouge Away. How was that? It's some pretty sick bands.
Yeah. They're both wonderful bands. I love both of all the members. Everybody in that touring party was so fantastic to work with. I was the best and funnest and easiest tour we've ever been on. All the shows were great.
It was incredible. Yeah, no, it was a really fun tour. It's nice to have a longer tour with other bands, and like, because sometimes it can be grueling for anyone in the world to be like with a small group of people all the time, and you know each other well, and so to like discover new friendships and stuff like that, it can make it more, I don't know, interesting.
You're about to go on tour in the US again with Shikari and Milk Tea, 2 UK bands.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Because I saw that lineup and I was like, that's great lineup, but I would never put those bands together. I wouldn't put one band with the other two at any point.
Yeah.
But I love all three.
We hung out, actually. Billy came to the show in London and we got to hang out with him for a bit, and I don't know, they just, I think Milk Teeth and Enter Shikari were already on the tour, and then we got asked, like, there was another tour that we couldn't do earlier on with Enter Shikari, so this time we were available and we could do it, so it just happened, like, things lined up nicely, and yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be really fun. Some of the rooms are really big. It's an interesting lineup, for sure, in a good way, I think. Like, it's good to have a varied lineup, like, even with Touche Amore and Gouge Away, like all the bands sound a lot different, really, and I think it works. It keeps it interesting, and like this lineup, like Ladybird and Casals and us, like it's great watching those two bands play every night because they sound different and are like. If I had to listen to 3 Single Mothers, I'd shoot myself in the head. Like it's no fun for anybody. So I don't even like listening to the one Single Mothers. So it's weird.
Well, you don't have to listen. You just have to
just turn it way down in the monitors. Like, yeah.
Just pay attention and get your parts right. That's ish. Well,
I love the Streets.
Yeah.
They're from Manchester, right?
No.
Ah, well. You can edit that out.
They're from the UK.
Yeah.
I hate the Streets. I'm sorry.
Really?
Yeah, I really like.
Their first 2 albums are really good, and then it gets abysmal. Like it gets so bad so fast. But I grew up, like, in high school, I loved the Streets. They were my intro to, like, are they grime? Do you consider them grime or, like, trip hop
Probably
or
like
something?
grime light.
Grime, like, yeah. They introduced me to, like, most of my favorite things are British, like candy, rap, sausage rolls. Yeah.
Is that a colony syndrome or something?
A what?
Colony, like, because, you know, you guys love the Queen or something.
No, I just like sausages. And British slang is great, like safe.
Safe, yeah.
Ace.
Ace.
Safe blood.
Yeah.
There's another one.
There's a bunch of swear ones.
Perfect. Thanks so much for being here, guys. I'm so stoked for the show. Like, really stoked. It's been too long since I saw you guys. And yeah, really excited to hear the new songs live and the old songs as well. So
Thank you very much.
great. Check out Our Pleasure if you've not already. If you like early single mothers, but you haven't heard the new album, then you're an idiot and check it out. Subscribe to Start a Riot, like the video, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you, guys. Goodbye.